Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks so much for hopping on and watching my show. My name is Melissa, and I want to go over some things that I went through during my first trimester, even though I'm currently in my second trimester. So, my first trimester, I thought that I was going to be able to do these videos to keep keep an update on how everything was going through my pregnancy. But when I tell you that I was so tired, like, I was tired. I had low energy. I did not feel well. I was nauseous every day. So my excitement for doing YouTube videos was down the drain completely. Um, I spent most of my time in the bed, for the most part. So a couple years ago, I actually had a fibroid tumor that was rather large that was in the center of my uterus on the top. And what it ended up doing was it ended up actually tearing my uterus because it grew a lot faster than my gynecologist told me that it would. And I tell you, I was in pain. I was in so much pain, like the pain, the bleeding. It was just the whole night. I literally thought that I was not going to make it at that point. So I did end up having a surgery where they had to stitch my uterus up, but they did not remove um, the fibroid tumor. I did not want that because my blood was so low, I needed a blood transfusion. And after they told me like all the side effects that could come from having a blood transfusion, even though I know it probably was something that I really, really needed at the time, I decided to opt out. But I did allow them to have it prepared just in case, I didn't have any more blood on the table while they were stitching me back up. So, to make a long story short, I went and I did a herbal tea, um, which helped remove the fibroid and slowly break it down out of my body. And I did not go back to the doctor like I should have because I knew I wasn't doing the steps that they wanted me to take, and I decided to do a natural step instead. So I did end up getting it checked now, and they're come to find out they're gone. So it worked. But to speed back up about how I knew that I was pregnant, I had intuition, and part of that intuition was because of the fibroid tumors. My period could skip a month. It could skip some weeks, and then finally come on when it get ready. Like, my cycle has a complete mind of its own, literally. So this time, like, my period was off for 2 months straight. Okay, nothing, no signs, no symptoms, no cramps, nothing. Usually my back would hurt or I would get some kind of cramps, but this time I didn't get anything. And I was actually supposed to go out of town with my girlfriends, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I should go because I think that I'm pregnant. And so they were like, what? Well, we'll just see, play by ear. So finally, the next month rolled around, and this was the third month, and I still had not received my period. So I'm like, okay, either I gotta be pregnant. So I took some tests. I didn't want to waste money because, like I said, my period tends to skip and have a mind of its own. So I'm like, it could just be playing a crazy joke on me or something, or either that, I need to get to the doctor ASAP, okay, because something must be wrong. So I went to Dollar Tree and I just kept getting the dollar test over and over again, and they kept saying negative. They were all negative. And I finally got one that was more expensive from Walmart, and it said negative too. So I'm like, well, maybe I'm not pregnant. Maybe I need to make an appointment because the tea didn't work. But that wasn't the case. So what ended up happening was I went out of town, but I didn't go to where I was gonna go. I went out of town for a birthday party with another one of my friends. And I was like, you know what, when I come back home, because I really feel like I'm pregnant, like I know I wanted to have a child this year, so I wouldn't, mind if I was. So I'm like, I just know. And I kept telling my husband, like, I think I'm pregnant this time, honey. Like, I'm not even playing. I know my period have skipped, and I used to joke about it, like, I'm probably pregnant, but no, I really think this time I'm pregnant. So, okay. I end up going out of town. I bought the test before I went. I didn't tell my husband that I bought the test, though, because I knew he was not going to really take me serious because it happens so often. So I bought the test before I went out of town, and I was like, if my period do not come on by the time we get back, then that Monday I will get up and take a test as soon as my husband leave and go to work. So we were getting ready to go out of town that Friday night, and as we're driving up to Iowa, I had some spotting and cramping, and I was like, oh, well, there it is. I guess I'm not pregnant. Maybe my period just, decides to come whenever it wants to. So, of course, did all the preparation, passed, blah, blah, blah. And I drove. I drove because I'm like, well, at least, if I drive, it'll, by the time I stand up, it'll be like a fountain when I get up. So it can feel like it can hurry up and get over with so I can enjoy my weekend and I won't be cramping and anything like that by the time we make it there. Um, but that did not happen. We drove, excuse me, we drove for a few hours and then I stopped to get some gas and go to the bathroom. And I go to the bathroom and I check and I'm like, I had cramps. I just knew that this faucet was going to turn on any moment, but it did not. So I'm like, okay, I won't change this pad yet. I'm just going to wait until we get there or whatever. I'm prepared if it, comes on more. So we finally get to Iowa and we're having a great time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not going to drink anything just in case. Like, I really need to be on the cautious side here. Because if I am pregnant, I plan on keeping the baby because it was my intentions to have a child this year or to become pregnant this year. So, um, yeah. So I didn't drink anything and I ate food. Everything was fine. Period still hadn't came on the next day. Fast forward, we're headed back home to see the Lion King. It still hadn't come on, so that was Sunday. And then Monday, my husband got dressed to go on the road because he's a truck driver. Got dressed to go on the road. I went in the bathroom to take the test as soon as he left, and I'm just like, it ain't gonna be nothing. My period just taking a long time. It's gonna come on in a few days, like it always does. And lo and behold, I turn around and I saw the two lines. And I'm just like in shock because one, this is my first baby. Two, I'm experiencing this by myself right now. And I probably should have did it when my husband was home so we could share that excitement together, but it was still exciting either way it goes. And I call my sister first, shared the news with her. And then I called my best friend and shared the news with her. And my best friend's like, take another one. And I took another one just to be sure. I'm like, yeah, it's positive. And so then my sister is like, well, I'll bring you another two over. So I'm just taking pregnancy tests all day, literally, just so that I can make sure that this is not a hoax. And I let my mom know. She was super excited. She started crying. Then it's like all of a sudden just everybody started calling me that day. I'm like, why is everybody calling me? Like, is intuition kicking in for everybody at this moment? Like, even my husband had called me as soon as I got off the phone with my sister and my best friend. And he's like, did you call me? And I'm like, no. No, I didn't call you. Like, why would I call you? He's like, I just thought I heard my phone ring and I thought I saw your name pop up. And I'm like, Wasn't me. Not yet anyway. So I didn't tell him until he got home because I know he was going to be over the road and I just had to bottle up that excitement for myself all day. But I was able to share the news with my mom. So, okay, back to what I experienced during my first trimester. So, my first trimester, I was pretty much nauseous all day, every day, but it didn't kick in until my 6th week. So, from the 6th week all the way up until at least it went over into my second trimester. Um, so, from week 6 all the way to about week 20, I would say. I was very nauseous all day. I wouldn't really throw up. It's just my stomach was just nauseous all day. Crackers wasn't helping. Cold water wasn't helping. Like eating was not helping. It just stayed there all day. Excuse me. So that for me was like the worst part because it was like nothing that I could do about it. I just felt sick all day. And then other things that I experienced was I was hungry. I swear it was like every hour I would be hungry. And I was literally eating everything. Hot Pockets, sandwiches, cheese, chips, excuse me, salt and vinegar chips. Um, I didn't have a craving for pickles though. I know everybody kept asking, "Do you like pickles?" And I'm like, "No, no pickles." But I do love mustard, which is crazy because I never liked mustard until now. Um, those were and tacos. Anything with ground beef, I ate. Like ground beef was my number one go-to meat. I instantly could not stand chicken. Like I just all of a sudden chicken was a turn off, but now pretty much everything is a turn off. But yeah. So beef, so I was eating tacos every day. My husband said that he had to go get me 2 mini Whoppers from Burger King because that was one of my cravings. Oh, my husband had cravings. He wanted sherbet ice cream. Usually he wants, usually he just wants regular vanilla ice cream or moose track, something like that. But he kept bugging me about sherbet. Like, honey, when I get home, I just want some sherbet ice cream. And I'm like, why do you want this sherbet ice cream? Like, sherbet. So I got him the sherbet ice cream. Like, I was buying sherbet ice cream every day, seemed like, because he was killing that ice cream. And what else did I experience? Cramps. I had a lot of cramps. I had a lot of cramps in my abdomen area, the lower abdomen area, and they felt like period cramps. And I know a lot of people kept saying drink water when you feel cramps, drink a lot of water. So I was drinking a lot of water, and I had to pee all day, just like I had to eat all day. So I ended up not working for a while. I'm a home health care aide, and so I just ended up not going to work. Luckily, we was able to find someone else to come in and work for me. And I just recently started going back to work now that I have energy. So, yeah, that was that was my first trimester, and I had a little bit of spotting the first the first 7 weeks actually. Yeah, I had a little bit of spotting every day almost, and I was like, "Is something wrong?" Like, but they said it was fine. It was normal in the beginning to see spotting, and no spotting, and the cramps were normal, so that was a good thing. Yeah. But everything made me paranoid. That's another thing. I was paranoid in my sleep. I actually choked my husband. He was just trying to tell me good morning and let me know he was leaving out for work. What else? I did that a couple times, and he's just like, "What the heck is wrong with you?" But anywho, that was another symptom being paranoid. Um, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as my symptoms go. So yeah, being tired, very tired, all day. I just want to do nothing but sleep, eat, and pee. Sleep, eat, and pee. Let's see. Close towards my end of the trimester, I developed this weird metal taste in my mouth. It's like so disgusting. It haven't completely went away yet, but it it's like not as bad. So it almost was like I had dry mouth and the taste of like eating change. And yeah, that wasn't good either. So that was the last thing. Okay. So overall, I've been maintaining pretty good. I'm just glad that I got my energy back. And I will come on here again and give my second trimester update now that I have the energy. And I will make sure I show my baby bump where I am now. And we will keep it flowing. So here is my baby bump at 25 weeks and 3 days. I am so excited and I cannot wait to see my little bundle of joy. I am over halfway there and I cannot be more ecstatic. Can't wait to talk to you more and see my progress.